Welcome to Jhonna Unfiltered. My name is Jhonna, and before we start, a quick reminder. I am not a psychologist, doctor, or professional expert. I'm just someone who studies human behavior, society, and real-life patterns. Think of this as my learning diary. I share what I observe and research so we can understand life a little better together. If you're ready, let's talk honestly about what's really happening in the Philippines today. Let's be real. The Philippines is a beautiful country, full of strong, warm, and resilient people. But behind all that, there are deep social problems that millions of Filipinos deal with every single day. And most of these problems are connected to each other. Let's start with poverty. This is still one of the biggest issues. A lot of families don't earn enough for basic needs like food, rent, clean water, and school expenses. It's not just about being poor, it's about survival every single day. Many parents work long hours, sometimes 2 or 3 jobs, but the income is still not enough because prices keep going up. This is what people call inflation. When food, electricity, and transport get more expensive, the poorest families feel it the most. Some children even stop going to school just to help their families earn money or take care of younger siblings. Now, even if people are working, many are underemployed. That means they have jobs, but the salary is too low or the job doesn't match their skills. Imagine studying for years, but ending up in a job that doesn't pay enough to survive. That leads to stress, debt, and a feeling of being stuck. Education is another big issue. In some areas, schools are far, crowded, or lack resources. Some students don't even have proper internet, especially in provinces. This creates a digital gap. While some students in cities can study online, use tools, and get better access, others are left behind. And there's also a sad reality. Some children can read words, but don't fully understand what they read. That affects their future without them even realizing it yet. In big cities like Manila, traffic is another daily struggle. People spend hours stuck on the road. That means less time with family, less rest, and more stress. Pollution also gets worse because of too many vehicles. Healthcare is also uneven. In cities, hospitals are easier to access. But in rural areas, people sometimes travel hours just to see a doctor. And because healthcare is expensive, many delay treatment until their condition gets worse. Then there's corruption. This is a sensitive topic, but it affects everyone. When money meant for roads, schools, or hospitals is not used properly, the people suffer. Sometimes projects are incomplete or poorly done. There are even so-called ghost projects, where funds exist on paper but not in real life. This slows down progress and breaks public trust. Child labor is still happening in some places. Poverty forces some children to work instead of going to school. That means lost education, lost childhood, and fewer opportunities in the future. Indigenous communities also face challenges. Some are pushed away from their land because of development or business projects. When that happens, they lose not just land, but also culture, identity, and tradition. Gender inequality still exists too. While many women are strong leaders today, some still face unfair treatment in jobs, lower pay, or even safety issues. Progress is happening, but it's not equal everywhere. The Philippines is also one of the most disaster-prone countries in the world. Typhoons, floods, and earthquakes happen often. A single strong typhoon can destroy homes, farms, and livelihoods in just hours. Farmers especially suffer because their entire income depends on weather. Climate change makes everything harder. Weather patterns are becoming less predictable. Farmers don't always know when to plant. Fishermen also struggle because sea conditions are changing. This affects food supply and prices. Population growth adds more pressure. More people means more demand for housing, schools, water, and jobs. Cities become overcrowded, and services get stretched. There's also the issue of drugs and social problems in some communities. This can lead to crime, broken families, and health issues. Rehabilitation programs exist, but prevention and education are still very important. A lot of Filipinos also work abroad as overseas workers. They send money home, which helps the economy a lot. But the emotional cost is heavy. Many children grow up without one or both parents. Even if they have financial support, the emotional gap is real. Income inequality is very visible. Some people live comfortably with modern lifestyles, while others struggle to eat 3 meals a day. This gap creates frustration and social tension. Clean water and sanitation are still not fully accessible in some areas. This leads to health problems that could be prevented with better infrastructure. People with disabilities also face challenges in transportation, jobs, and education. Even though there are laws to protect them, real-life access is still limited in many places. But here's the thing. Even with all these problems, Filipinos don't stop trying. Communities help each other during disasters. Volunteers support education and feeding programs. Organizations push for change. Ordinary people speak up and try to make life better in their own small ways. Awareness is powerful because once people understand these issues, they can no longer ignore them. Change doesn't always start big. Sometimes it starts with simple awareness, conversation, and small actions. At the end of the day, the Philippines is not just its problems. It is also its people. And those people are strong, hardworking, and always trying to move forward, even when life is hard. So maybe the real question is not just what's wrong, but what can we do, even in small ways, to help things get better? What do you think is the most serious issue the country should focus on first, and why? Thanks for watching. If this video resonated with you, please consider hitting the subscribe button. I want to be upfront and share that I use this text-to-speech voice to tell my stories because as a full-time ESL teacher, I have to be very careful with my vocal cords. Managing vocal nodules means I have to save my voice for my students, but I didn't want that to stop me from sharing these unfiltered thoughts with you. I'm Jhonna, and I'm currently working toward my goal of 1,000 subscribers so I can finally monetize this channel and turn this passion into a sustainable part of my future. This is my diary of solo living here in the Philippines, and your support, whether through a comment or a sub, helps me keep this channel growing. If you would like to help out even more, you can check out the buy a treat for my pets link in the description. My dogs definitely appreciate the love. Make sure you are subscribed so you do not miss the next update. Thank you for being such an important part of this journey. I'm Jhonna, and I will see you in the next one.